Hello again, it's Simon, and tonight we reach the end of this journey. The final step into the heart of the rift. The gauntlet has guided us far, and now the truth of Arcanis will be revealed. Before we take this step together, let's pause for a moment and prepare. Feel the surface beneath you, supporting your body. Let your hands rest softly. Your shoulders soften. Take a slow, deep breath in and out, releasing all the tension of the day. In and out. In and out. In and out. Now, let's begin. Simon stood before the doorway of pure light, its glow steady and inviting. The air around him was warm and thick, pulsing faintly with energy that seemed to echo the rhythm of his own heartbeat. The gauntlet on his hand pulsed too, its runes glowing steadily, as if urging him forward. Simon took a deep breath, his fingers brushing against the warm light of the doorway. The moment he stepped through, the world shifted. The light enveloped him completely, and for a moment, there was nothing but warmth and silence. Then, slowly, the light began to fade, and Simon found himself standing in a vast open space. The core. The ground beneath his feet shimmered like liquid gold, and the air was filled with faint, glowing particles, drifting slowly around him. Above, the sky was endless, filled with flowing ribbons of light that twisted and danced like living things. At the center of the space stood a massive structure, a sphere of light radiating power. It pulsed with a steady rhythm, its surface shifting and glowing like a living star. Simon stepped forward, the gauntlet growing warmer with every step. The air grew heavier, filled with a faint hum that resonated deep in his chest. As he approached the sphere, a figure began to form before him, stepping out of the light. They were tall and radiant, their forms shimmering like liquid silver. Their face was serene, their eyes glowing softly as they spoke. Bearer of the gauntlet, you have reached the core of the rift. Here, all truths converge, and the fate of Arcanis will be decided. Simon nodded, his voice steady despite the weight of the moment. What must I do? The figure gestured toward the sphere, its light pulsing faintly, as though it were alive. The fractures of this realm are tied to the core. To restore balance, the gauntlet must release its power, but doing so will bind you to the rift forever. Simon frowned, his gaze fixed on the glowing sphere. Bind me? What does that mean? The figure's voice softened, their glowing eyes unwavering. Your essence will become part of the rift. You will protect its balance, ensure its harmony, but you will no longer walk Simon's heart pounded as he absorbed the weight of the words. He looked down at the gauntlet, its runes glowing softly, and then back at the sphere. "And if I don't?" he asked quietly. The figure's expression grew solemn. "The fractures will grow, and Arcanis will fall into chaos. The magic that sustains this realm, and many others, will unravel." Simon closed his eyes for a moment, the warmth of the gauntlet steadying him. He thought of the people he had met, the wonders he had seen, and the beauty of the world that would be lost. When he opened his eyes, his gaze was firm. "I'll do it," he said. The figure nodded, their form glowing brighter. "Step forward, bearer of the gauntlet. Place your hand on the core and let its light guide you." Simon stepped closer, his breath steady, as he reached out. The moment his hand touched the sphere, a surge of energy rushed through him. The light of the core flared brightly, engulfing him completely. The world around him dissolved into pure light, and for a moment, there was silence. Then, slowly, Simon felt a deep sense of calm settle over him. He was no longer bound by his body, no longer tied to the physical world. He was part of something vast and infinite, the heartbeat of the rift, the balance of magic, the soul of Arcanis. The light began to fade, and the core returned to its steady glow. The fractures in the sky disappeared, their jagged lines smoothing into a soft, endless expanse. The rift was whole again. For now, the story is complete. Imagine the warmth of the light, the calm of the rift, and the quiet hum of balance restored. Breathe deeply. Let the calm settle over